Welcome to On the Chain.
This was put up by Team Ripple
2023.
23, a focus on real world utility. And this, I think we're not going to go through it all, but they get into the normal stuff of optimism and, the new year. When the new year comes on, it's like, yay, everyone's super excited about it. And what does it hold for crypto and blockchain? And I like this, Jeff. It kind of like says it all. In a word, utility. That's it. It's pretty much the crux of the entire post. And it's really all you need to know. In a word, utility. Because without utility, it's just it might as well be a meme coin. It might as well be just nothing. So if you don't have utility, there's a lot of blockchain projects out there that even there's no utility even on the blockchain, let alone a token. Was a watchword. Nearly every Ripple executive weighed in with predictions for the year. The NFTs, the central bank digital currencies, the sustainability, to blah blah blah. So they start going to talk a little bit about CBDCs and the NFTs get real, partly in reaction to the turmoil of 2022, Sam Bankman fraud. Ripple SVP of Engineering, Devrov Aradhar, says, expect to see a general shift in the marketplace from highly speculative companies to companies that harness crypto solutions to solve real world problems. And the funny thing is, Jeff, the other night, somebody that had asked me and says, you into crypto? And I was like, yeah, I'm only into crypto really that has utility. Like, what does that mean? I'm like, well, it solves a problem, right? It's doing something. It has a functionality. You've heard of Dogecoin? Yeah, I've heard of Dogecoin. That's that funny dog, that one about the dog crypto, right? Yeah. It didn't used to have any utility, but it does now thanks to Flare. And guess what, Jeff? Flare drop happened, and I don't know. Some people noticed.
And everybody's happy, and that's it.
Really, people are happy after 2.5 years.
Now there's no more talking about it. So 2.5 years, everyone's talking about the Flare drop, and now it's over.
That's it.
If Flare drop come, and you want to go home.
So it talks about doubling down institutions on blockchain. SVP and Managing Director of APAC, Brooks Entwistle, believes concerns around liquidity will continue to weed out the crypto companies that have relied on hype circles, and compares the evolution to the dot-com bubble, which you've heard a bunch of times. Cindy Young expects institutions to accelerate long-term adoption of crypto solutions because of the potential gains in efficiency, transparency, and speed. So, it's all kind of like saying a lot of the same thing. Already been substantiated by firms like Barclays and Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, MasterCard, Morgan Stanley, blah, 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 Visa. Because really, Jeff, it's funny because they weren't into it a couple years ago, but then all of a sudden they're all into blockchain related projects, whether it's crypto custody or trading, payments, trade execution. And the question for banks is no longer if they should have a crypto strategy, but it's like, well, what is that strategy? And like, how do they plan to actually execute? So Ken Weber, Ripple VP of Impact, he predicts that a large non-governmental organizations, better known as NGOs, will begin to integrate crypto into their programming to better serve the financially vulnerable. Chef, that's an interesting choice of word, NGOs and programming. You put those two together, and what do we got? We got a mess, Jeff. That's what we have. Such as refugees. Okay, that's said better. Maybe a disaster. Isn't it weird? Into their programming, you will be programmed, Jeff. You will be programmed. Watch my finger as you're programmed.
The NGOs are programming. Nice.
We're going to skip
financially
this
vulnerable communities. Crypto and blockchain becoming increasingly important contributions to the fight against climate change.
No.
What? Wait,
Jeff, you know what? You know those heart attacks that are happening right now and people dying suddenly? Do you know what it's from? Climate change.
From climate change. 2022 is a watershed year for crypto sustainability as the industry worked to reduce its own carbon footprint through Ethereum merge, efforts like the Crypto Climate Accord chip, and change the code that reduced Bitcoin mining's environmental impact.
And guess what? Nobody cared. That's the best part. Did anybody care? Where's that wah when we need it, Jeff? I mean, it's got to be over there somewhere. It's does anybody know about the Crypto Climate Accord and the change code that reduced Bitcoin's mining environmental impact? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Nobody cares.
You know what? I love the idea of using crypto or crypto project for carbon credits.
Me too.
Great idea. I think it's awesome. I think it's a great idea. If people want to voluntarily spend money, there's nothing wrong with that. You want to spend your money, you can spend it any way you want. You want it to be a voluntary tax, that is up to you. That's the beauty of the voluntary. And if you want to make it even easier, do it on crypto.
There
It's
you go.
awesome. I love it.
So Weber
Great
says
idea.
momentum will continue in 23 with carbon markets emerging as a clear use of blockchain crypto. Man, this is going downhill. Let's see. So what do they say about Web3? Anything good in there, Jeff? You Spartan?
Does it have
Anything in
anything to
there?
do with carbon?
No, Ripple's SVP Strategic Initiatives, Eric Van Mittelberg, predicts that by 2025, at least half of the global universities will have incorporated blockchain. Jeff, that's in 2 years. Do you think that's possible that half of
Years from now, they make it sound like it's so far away. 2025.
2025, dude, it's 2 years away, man. It's actually shorter than 2 years away since we've already passed the first. Less than 2 years away. Is that possible, Jeff, that half of the universities
Half of them. So in
will
2
incorporate
years,
blockchain, crypto, and Web3 and Web3?
Oh, well, it says here, crypto and Web3 into their core business and finance programs. That I could believe. Over the next 2 years, they're going to have they'll have a course, they'll have a class on Web3. Maybe they'll even reference it. That somehow they're going to incorporate blockchain, crypto, and Web3 into a course. They're going to discuss it in their
like Gary
economic
Gensler did.
finance
That'll
program.
turn out well.
Well, yeah, Gary Gensler did it. He was that guy was ahead of the curve. He was doing it how many years ago at MIT?
MIT, Jeff, nobody knows, Jeff.
MIT way ahead of the curve on educating about the blockchain, because that guy was spot on. Look what that got him.
It says second industry required to prioritize customer experience, which is really huge, specifically bridging the worlds of crypto and fiat. Bradden says that this is a major hurdle in crypto utility today, and those companies able to master the on-ramps and off-ramps to crypto will earn a significant competitive advantage for years to come. It's like it's a cool article, but it's like kind of loosely talking about all the benefits of Ripple. I mean, Ripple has the use case. It's carbon neutral. It's it was
written around. It was written around XRP.
It's perfect. I mean, it's all around the. And did you know that Andrew Whitworth, policy director for EMEA, expects that regulators around the world will be more engaged in 2023? And then I'll put a caveat to that, except in the U.S. In particular, Gulf states. Yeah, Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain. They're going to push forward while the U.S. is going to sit there. And Jeff, what's that famous line you say about their shoelaces?
They've got them. They're running around with their shoelaces tied together.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.